Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the numerology and the energy for the month of April 2022 for the collective, as well as the forecasts for each individual life path number. Before we get into the forecast, I want to mention that this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. So April is a 10-1 month. So ultimately a 1 month. We're going to be looking a lot at the energies of the 10 because that is significant, but we will break it down with a 1 as well. So we're officially in Aries season. April is considered, of course, Aries season. It's the beginning of the astrological new year. And in numerology, this year, April is a universal cycle of 1. So this is a tremendous amount of fire energy, of initiation, getting started on something, taking a big risk, saying yes to inspired action, and allowing yourself to be bold in your choices and how you move forward. This is the month to take those big ideas from March and begin to take action. Last month was sort of the incubation period, a time for creating space, exploration, and planning. This month is all about getting the green light and taking off like never before. The vision, the spark that was ignited and came in for us last month is now ready to grow and will require our focus and dedication. So there may be several things ready to take off for you this month, and you may need to prioritize your time and your energy to determine which ones hold the most value for you in getting you to wherever it is you're trying to go. So be mindful of the kindling you're using, body, mind, and spirit, to fuel the fire of this new endeavor or endeavors. So right out of the gate in April, we have this Aries new moon occurring on April 1st. So again, we start the month off with an explosive amount of energy and fire. And this one energy will be amplified. Pay attention to the emotions that surface for you really all month because we end the month with an eclipse. So there will be a tremendous amount of energy to work with, to harness, and to channel into something powerfully positive and productive. So be very intentional with how you choose to participate and how you choose to work with all of this fire. It'll be very easy to fall into either extreme of this energy this month. So be sure to listen to my moon videos covering the numerology and energy forecast for the new and the full moons for really the most comprehensive understanding of what we are working with this month when we're talking about the illumination of those moon cycles, as well as for the eclipse at the end of the month. I highly recommend listening to that again for sort of the biggest picture of this energy that we're working with, especially for April. This is a big, big month. So the month of April holds the energy of 10-1. This is an incredibly beautiful energy for bringing people together. The 10, coupled with the energy of the 1, really signifies this idea of bringing peace or contributing towards peace through the individual presence. So to understand that, when we speak of oneness, we refer to the energy of oneness, the divinity within all, of life, all beings. So again, it's an energetic focus. Oneness does not negate your own individual identity, thoughts, experiences, beliefs, individual truths, or individual autonomy. However, it is the understanding that this energetic oneness creates the opportunity for individual action to eventually have a greater impact on the whole, the collective. We are all made up of energy, and when our individual vessel moves or manipulates that energy in some way, it eventually creates a ripple effect. Therefore, our individual choices help to establish peace and fellowship through, again, our individual presence. and our individual choices. They contribute towards seeing the same energy and presence play out within the greater collective. So the point being, be very aware of, especially this month in April, of how you choose to contribute. The influence of this 10 energy also brings with it the potentiality for luck, success, honor, and material rewards. You could have opportunities to share your wisdom from past experiences in a way that can carry wide and pronounced benefits. This is a time to put yourself out there in ways that may feel very, very uncomfortable, but that also feel aligned. So be bold. Share your wisdom in ways that feel good for you, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, especially if it's outside of your comfort zone. That which you initiate under this energy throughout April is bound to be successful. This 10 energy brings with it a sort of a turning of the tide. That which you have been working towards can now come in. You may see a series of events bring great success and the potential for material accomplishment. This is the start of a new cycle, and you get to decide what direction you'll move this energy towards. Remember that the innovative ideas and the fresh beginnings, including events that appear to be merely coincidental, are all results from efforts you have already expended. You have always been the magician of your own story. So April is an incredibly powerful month, kicked off by a dynamic new moon and closed out with a monumental eclipse. Everything in between has the potential to pack just as much punch. So take inspired action this month, stand up and stand out, even if you have to stand alone initially, and be bold about going after what you truly desire, and this energy will work with you in ways you can't even begin to imagine. Remember that you hold the power when it comes to creating the life of your dreams. It may be very uncomfortable at times, but don't give that power away. Recognize where you hold the power, as well as recognizing and acknowledging where your natural limitations are so that you can also ask for help where you need it. And then accept that assistance graciously, without shame. There is power in recognizing when we need to ask for help and in doing so. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the individual life path numbers for April 2022. Life path number 9. So you all for the month of April got Fox Spirit. And Fox message to you is think on your feet. So I feel like for 9s, the month of April, especially with us being in a one universal cycle, I feel like this could be a very busy month for you all. I feel like there could be a lot of new starts. I feel like there could be a lot of opportunity for maybe meeting new people, taking on new endeavors, changing belief systems, and doing things a little bit differently than maybe you've done them in the past. And I do feel like there's the potential for some redirects here. So like you may be moving in one direction and then have to get creative and think on your feet and switch gears. And so without overthinking it and without like dissecting it and trying to figure out the why, but just understanding like, okay, I feel like I need to move in this direction. So I'm going to follow my intuition and just go with it and see what happens. So I feel like there might be a lot of that this month for you all. So if there is, just know that you're fully capable of making those decisions on the fly and trust yourself. Go with that inner feeling. If you try to rely too much on the external, I feel like that's going to take up too much time and energy, and you're just going to be more confused than when you started. So with Fox, it's like, combine the intellect with the intuition. You know what's best for you ultimately. And so you may be asked to think on your feet, trust yourself. That's really what's coming through for Fox. So when I look at the month ahead for you all, it does look like there's a little bit of maybe some mindset things coming in, or some mindset, not challenges, but just something to overcome at the end of the month. But beginning in mid-month, it's all systems go. It is like, just very fast moving energy for you all. And I can see that, yeah, you probably, especially beginning of the month, will probably need to think on your feet pretty quickly. Make quick decisions, trust yourself, and just go with it. Because ultimately, if you're making the decision from your heart center, from your intuition, from your inner knowing, then it's always going to be the right decision, right? So it will create the experiences you are meant to have in this lifetime, at this period of time on your journey. So take the pressure off and go with what you know. Go with your gut. It is not going to lead you astray. Not saying it's necessarily going to be easy, okay? We never make that claim because this is life, and life brings challenges and obstacles and all those things, which contributes to the soul growth, to the to experiencing life in this physical form. And so we're not meant to steer away from the challenges and the obstacles. We're meant to overcome them and understand them and all of that stuff. So anywho, beginning of the month, I definitely see some major inspiration coming in for you all. Maybe some communication from somebody. This feels like something from the past. So this could be somebody coming in for you. This could also be rewards and benefits coming in, things coming to fruition that you've already put forth the effort on. So again, you've already put in the work, and now here comes those rewards, right? So it's like a return of investment, basically. That could very well be coming in for you all at the beginning of the month. That can be around, it feels more like motivation, inspiration. It's very fire energy at the beginning of the month for you all. So again, it's kind of like you all of a sudden feel really inspired. You get your motivation back. You find your passion for whatever it was that you wanted to accomplish maybe before that you put down, and now it's revisiting, and you feel like a reignition of whatever this is, of this passion, of this excitement, of this joy, whatever. And so it really encourages you to get started on whatever this is. This is a very again, fire energy. So it's not going to allow you to drag your feet. It's like one of those things that's like, okay, let's get up and let's go. And you also have that continuing into mid-month. So again, I feel like things really pick up for you all. Mid-month, you've got, again, all green lights, all systems go. You're like fueled with passion and excitement and motivation and all of those things. It's like this very motivating energy. Again, it's a very fire energy. So if there's a creative project you wanted to get started on, if there's a relationship you wanted to pursue, if there's a new job you want to apply for, whatever it is that in the past maybe you felt like it wasn't the right time or you were hitting roadblocks, I feel like that's all going to open up quite in a big way for you all, to where you can really get started on this, and you can really see the progression. You can really see things start to happen now, but you of course have to say yes to it. You are the key player here. So if you don't say yes to it, it can't move. It can't. You're not manipulating the energy in any way, and so you have to say yes to it and make those decisions as you go. So definitely a lot of fire energy this month for you all, coupled with the universal fire energy that we have behind you. So I just see this as a very productive month for you all. The things that you want to get started on, this is the month to do it. Take the big risks. Be bold in your actions. Take action. This is not a month for just thinking about things like, oh, I would really like for this to happen. This is the month for you to take action to make it happen, right? And it's not relying on other people, although, as I mentioned in the intro, we do have to recognize our own physical limitations. And that's not like, I don't want to do this, but I physically cannot do this. So I need to ask for help. I need to ask for assistance. And so again, there is power in knowing when to do that. And what that looks like, as long as you're not taking advantage of the other person or asking for that assistance because you don't feel capable. There's a difference between not feeling capable and actually not being capable physically to be able to do something, right? So sometimes we create those barriers where there aren't barriers, and we create those restrictions where there aren't restrictions. And so really take a closer look at that, just to make sure that it's not you having self-doubt about what you're capable of, because you're definitely capable of more than you think you are. And I think this month is going to show you that. So I would say for you all nines, especially with all of this fire energy behind you and all of this like action oriented energy, before you immediately jump to asking for that assistance, just try it. Just try and see how far you can get before you sort of wave the white flag and ask for help. I'm not discouraging you from asking for help, but I want you to like really push yourself and see how far you can get before you ask for help. Because I think especially nines sometimes really underestimate themselves. I think all humans do, but I think nines especially kind of underestimate what they're capable of and what they have to contribute in this world. So definitely I would say take it as far as you can take it before you sort of reach out and see what you can do. You might surprise yourself. And then we move into the end of the month, and there's a lot here around like finances, money, financial independence. Again, things coming in for you that maybe like a return of investment. Again, seeing rewards in the financial sector, again, around efforts that you've already put forth. There's also this energy around something to do with, again, like fear of lack or fear of some kind of, or not feeling worthy or feeling like you're afraid to take a risk because of what could potentially happen and all of those things, that we do as humans. But there's definitely something coming in around that. And it's like, if you can move through that fear, if you can move through that sort of debilitating thought process, what's on the other side of that is some financial freedom for you. And it really does feel like finances or like, material in some way, but that like resources. So there's definitely an opportunity here for you to, again, it kind of comes back to maybe second guessing or doubting yourself when it comes to whatever this is. But this is where I say to kind of push yourself, to show yourself what you're capable of when it comes to this. And it could be around managing money, whatever, but there's definitely something about money here, about achieving something yourself, making something grow yourself, and maybe surprising yourself at what you're capable of when it comes to this. But it does feel like it has to do with money. So it might be like managing money or something like that, but there's something to do with money. And there's also something to do with your thoughts around money or like your belief system around money. Feels very physical, feels very, again, monetary in nature. So I would say just look at your mindset when it comes to the end of the month, when it has to do with money. There may be something about like something comes in for you, like a large amount of money or something, or an inheritance or something, and you initially think, I need to, hoard all this money so that I don't lose all this money because there's that fear of lack or whatever. Or it might be the other extreme, like I need to spend all this money because I'm not used to having all this money. And then you're right back to where you started type thing. And so there's something here around like managing money. And with nines, there is this, because again, it is the humanitarian energy. There is something here about, or there's something with this energy of nines that you just have to be very mindful of how you acquire money, how you spend money, how you manage your money, because you can acquire quite a bit of wealth in your lifetime, but it also has a tendency to sort of slip through your fingers, like just go through like water, right? And so it comes back to the why, like how you're achieving that money, what you're doing with it. Are you circulating it? How are you using it? Are you redistributing it? Because again, ultimately nines are humanitarians. And so you are meant to redistribute that wealth in some way in order to continue to circulate it. So if you're somebody who hoards it, then you're going to face challenges with money. If you're somebody who just is like, just spends it the minute you get it, obviously you're going to have challenges with money. So there's something here around, again, how you acquire it, and then what you do with those resources once you have it. Because ultimately, similar to like 8 energy, you are meant to utilize that wealth in a way that also helps others in some way, right? So again, it comes back to like redistribution. With nines, you all signed up for a lifetime of not being in service to others, but first and foremost, being in service to yourself, and then serving others in a way that helps lift and inspire and empower others, right? So, but there's always something that comes with back down to finances, money, that sort of thing. If you are acquiring money and then spending money in a very like lower expression, like ego driven, that's like, I want to accumulate all this wealth and I'm going to like have all these things and da 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 da, but you're not considering like how you can redistribute that wealth in a way that will also help others, then because of that 9 energy and that humanitarian energy, you're going to see some kind of challenge around it. That's just part of the energy, part of the nature of the game. So I would say end of the month, pay attention to anything that comes up for you around money and what your belief systems are, how you're managing your money, how you're acquiring that money, all of those things. I feel like that's going to come into focus for you all end of the month. Not all of you. This is a general reading, but if that resonates, then definitely take a closer look at that and see what the universe is trying to teach you here, what you're meant to learn, what wisdom you're meant to extract from this. Okay, so I hope that it's a wonderful month for you all. I think it will be. It looks like it's going to be very fast moving, a lot of inspiration, new ideas, new beginnings coming in for you all. It can feel a little hectic, so just make sure that you take your time for self-care as well. And don't be afraid to be decisive in the moment and think fast and make those big, bold decisions. You've got this. Trust yourself. All right, take care, everyone. Bye for now.